Thank you for joining us here on Mortal to Mortal. Today, I have with me the amazing Lady Leigh. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello. Hello, you're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. People need to know you, and the people that know you want to know you better. Um, so for those of you for those folks that don't know who you are, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Leigh Hunt. I am also known as Ginger Snapper on Twitter. That's probably where you've heard of me before, if you have. If not, I am a 26-year-old woman living in the United Kingdom, up north. It's very cold and very grim.
Ooh.
But I work in the day as a debt advisor.
Nate?
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
well,
interesting. Yeah.
it's a way to give back, right? That's helping people for sure. So,
Exactly, yes.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Neat. So one of your, I believe one of your long-term, I don't know if it'd be a passion. Maybe you could tell us passion or interest is Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. Have you been playing for a
Yes.
while?
Yeah, over 14 years.
Awesome. You're a vet. That's great.
Over 14 years of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And that started when I was a tiny, tiny little thing. Well, I
Yeah.
guess I was, well, 11, I think, was my
Okay.
first foray into, um, maybe older. I can't
Hmm.
remember. Anyway, yeah,
That's fantastic,
it's
though.
been a long time.
I think that's a
Yeah.
great time to get into that too, when you can,
Mm,
uh, all the math, all the mechanics, and the creativity of it all, um,
yeah,
are
definitely.
blooming at that
Definitely kept
age.
me in maths class.
Neat,
Yeah.
yeah. See, any parents watching, it's a great way to get your kids to work on their
Get them on
basic math
3.5, I'm
skills.
telling you now. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. um, having played that long, have you ever had an opportunity to be the dungeon master?
Many times, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
neat. So which do you have a preference between DMing and playing?
I don't know really. I like a hefty mix of both really. My first sort of DMing job, as it were, was sort of over a weekend, very short burst of D&D. I sort of had a couple of friends over that came up from London, and we just played D&D the entire weekend. And this would have been back in 2012. It was
Okay.
fantastic. There was about 8 of us all together,
Oh, wow.
and we had like a whole like homebrew. We spent the first, well, half of the first day rolling the characters, and then they got straight into it.
Oh,
They ended up
beautiful.
overthrowing a kingdom, stealing a dragon's egg, and yeah, it got real. It got real.
That
It
is
was good.
fantastic. Party weekend at its best. Yeah.
Mm,
um, and now sometimes in more recent history here, you play with Encounter Roleplay on their Twitch channel, right?
yes,
Um,
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Nate, how did you end up connecting with them?
I began as a sassy chat girl. So I basically what I did was I appeared on their channel in the chat and I was watching them. They have a really lovely, laid back, interactive way of playing,
Hmm.
and I basically just started there. Started watching Numenera, got
Okay.
into more of their D&D channels, their
Ah.
D&D programs, sorry, and
Mhm.
it just came from there. So the first time I really played with them was. Actually, it was D20 dating.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really good fun. So basically, D20 dating,
Mhm.
you have either one girl and 3 guys or one guy and 3 girls,
Okay.
and obviously it's a bit like blind date, and your sort of your characters, your avatars go out on a date, and your dad's the king and he's trying to marry you off
That's
to like the
great.
best suitor, and it just hilarity ensued,
Hmm.
and ever since then
Oh,
it's
that's
just been
wonderful.
amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. Um, uh, I'll I'll have to go and see if they still have that programming up because that sounds like a really funny setup.
Yeah, you can probably catch it on their YouTube channel.
Okay.
From I think it was February.
Ah, okay.
I think it was February to 2016. Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. um, and on that point, what is it like playing with that particular group of people, the different folks that typically run on that channel?
They're great. I consider them my friends. They're really laid back, really funny.
Hmm.
It's nice to see that it's not we're not all just associated with encounter roleplay. Everyone else has their own projects and streams and things that are going on. Like Mythmatic obviously has his own stream.
Hmm.
Suddenly Pandas now has his own stream.
Great.
And Askren, Exploding Dice. Everyone's kind of there
Right.
jumping into this one stream, and
Hmm.
we all kind of keep coming back for more, and it's really good. It's really good.
That is wonderful. It's always great to find um, a fun group of people to play, especially with Dungeons and
Mm.
Dragons, with everything it entails. It's great to have positive people, and
Yeah, it's
it's
really
good.
important, I find, as well.
Hmm.
Mm.
And they keep coming back. Everyone keeps coming back, so it's good. Yeah. What's it like to play in a stream that has so many viewers?
It got to the point. I guess my first couple of streams with them, it was very nerve-wracking
Hmm.
because obviously it's not really something I'm used to. I'm used to putting on a headset and talking to people all day, every day. It's part
Yeah.
of my job, but
Yeah.
not having people watch me do it. So I was like, oh, I'm not sure at first, but
Sure.
it's nearly been a year actually, and you
Okay.
slowly get used to it.
That's great.
Yeah, they
Ah,
become your
neat.
friends, and you get used to it, and you all have a chat every now and again. It's good.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
um, let's see. Out of all, just to hammer in this D&D topic,
Mm.
I'm not sure. I mean, if you've been playing, for that long, you've probably played through a number of different editions. Do you have a favorite out of all the editions so far?
I did think about this for a very long time. It's a difficult one because I could either lose or gain friends with this, you see.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I
Very
my first
polarizing.
foray into it. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Not that I want to ostracize anyone at all, but my first actual game was with AD&D.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was pretty, like almost works a little bit backwards in
Mm,
comparison to the D&D we're used to now in third, 3.5, fourth, fifth edition.
mhm.
But I do have to say my favourite is actually fifth edition.
Okay, nice.
I'm just gonna put it out there. That's
Oh,
it. It's done. It's said.
yep,
Fifth
okay.
edition.
Yeah. You've now stood your ground and made your stance.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, more
That's
so
great.
than fourth. And I was pleased with fourth to
Mhm,
begin with
mhm,
because obviously it kind of made things a bit more interesting with obviously all the different states where you were prone or poisoned or asleep and things like that. But in
mm,
fifth edition,
yeah.
it's just made it so much more simpler. Like
Mhm,
to interact with characters, to roll your characters. It's better. It's more accessible,
yeah. Yeah,
and I guess
exactly.
that's what it's all about. Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, for especially for new folks coming in, it feels like very
Yeah.
smooth entrance into the the game system.
Yeah, easy to drop into as well.
Mhm.
I run a game locally on Sundays,
Oh, okay.
in a local tabletop shop up the road,
Nice.
and we often have people just jumping in and jumping out and stuff like that. But they find it so easy to absorb. Like the
Hmm.
rules are very simple.
Yeah.
It's easy for them to get into the character, and if they're worried, it's just like a quick flick through the book and it's there. You don't
Yeah.
have to spend hours working stuff out. It's,
Comparing
it's really
notes.
good.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
big
exactly.
whiteboard with the formulas on it.
Yeah.
That's great. I found that there's more room for role play too. In my games, I
Mm,
kind of like a balance of battle and role play, and you can get more invested in the characters and have more. There's more time, for that to occur if you're not always
yeah.
breaking down the math. Um,
Definitely,
mm.
definitely.
And the one of the most popular D&D questions: if you could be any race and class, what would you be?
Tiefling warlock.
Yes, awesome.
Straight away. Well, it's a toss up between warlock or wizard.
Oh, okay.
Um, because I really like burning things. I really like fire and stuff like. So I would probably be a wizard, but also I like evil stuff as well. So maybe I don't know, maybe a mix of both if that was ever
Ooh,
a thing.
multi-class.
Dual class.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's awesome. Tieflings have always been my favorite race, and I usually go for sorcerer because I like that too. Cast and burn.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yes, tiefling was the correct answer.
Thank
No,
you.
just kidding. A
Yay, I
plus.
win.
Yeah. So hopping off of the D&D topic, you are an artist, as your friends and followers and fans likely already know. Um, can you tell us, how you got into art in the first place?
Yeah, I this is a funny one because I've been drawing since I can remember.
Okay.
And it's been where people say practice makes perfect. That truly is the case because I guess the first picture I ever drew was when I was 5, and it was on my mother's wall in
Aw.
her lipstick.
Aw.
She was very
Nice.
angry, so
Why are you mad? Yeah.
um, and there was the time where I helped my dad paint the walls at home as well.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't so much with a brush. It was, at 6 or 7 years old, dipped my hand in it and just went, no, stick it on the wall,
Nice.
mush it in. But it's just been sort of ongoing and developing from there. So
That's great. That's
yeah,
great. Oh, that's a wonderful way to start. I'm sure in retrospect, it's probably, your parents can enjoy that a little more than back in the moment. But that sounds
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah. My dad's got a lot of pictures sort of in his house and on his phone and stuff where I've drawn for him. But
Oh, that's great.
at least it's better than doodling on a wall
Yeah.
with crayon or nail varnish, I
Yes.
guess.
Oh, that's great. Um, all right. Well, I didn't know if you'd like to talk a little bit about, I recall seeing on your Twitter feed um, some fundraising you did. I think it was a run for fundraising to fight cancer. Did you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, yeah. So it was called Adrenaline Rush. I'm
Hmm.
just trying to see if I can find the. I've got this amazing medal for it, and I put it down somewhere. Anyway, it's like a lightning bolt. It's really cool.
Oh, okay.
But
Awesome.
it was an obstacle course,
Oh,
and it was for Macmillan, which is a British sort of it's cancer support charity. So Macmillan nurses are
oh,
amazing, and they support people who have cancer who
okay.
are either you don't need to be it could be at any stage. They're there for you.
Okay.
They're there to help.
Nice.
And this fundraising was to raise money for a Macmillan nurse to carry on working, basically.
Okay.
And I managed to raise about £450 by myself.
That's
However,
amazing.
there was a price.
Uh,
So
yes. Yeah.
the price was, in order to have raised that much, basically I had to promise something, and it was with the help of Encounter Roleplay actually that I managed to do this.
Oh,
In one of the
neat.
games with them, I had a half orc, and she found a baby goat. And decided to not be very orcish at all and take care of this baby goat.
Oh.
So, partway through the game, she goes to cast a spell at a kraken, goes to death touch it or something like that, icy touch it, and she accidentally rolls a 1, naturally, obviously, and
Yeah.
touches the goat.
No.
And the goat became evil. So up until this point, we'd named him, we'd just bonded, like everyone
Yeah.
loved him, and then at the end of it, he'd become evil, and I had to sacrifice him to the kraken.
Oh,
So as I went to chuck him in,
yep.
he looked at me and he said, "I love you, Mama," and then I
Oh.
knocked him at the kraken.
In you go.
Yeah. So that was
That's
down to that.
fantastic.
Basically, it was in honor of Schmeagol that I did it.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny. And that makes your shirt very fitting. I saw your shirt before we got started in case you wanted to show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run D&D.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, that is such a cool shirt.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Now, do you have any projects on the horizon? Anything new you're looking to work on?
Yeah, a couple of things. I finally got the confidence to branch out on my own a little bit.
Good.
So there will be a blog, there will be a creative Twitch stream eventually,
Nice.
and things like that. And also, I'm a jeweler, so I'm hoping to branch out a little more in like D&D themed jewelry maybe.
Oh, fantastic.
At the minute, it's just like pretty bead things,
Oh, okay. Ooh, yeah,
but
that's
nothing
nice.
pretty special at the minute. But I'll take some pictures and maybe throw them up on my Twitter at some point. But
Yeah,
yeah, hoping to branch out properly and go for gold
that's
finally.
great. Yeah, yeah, go for it. Do you have a theme yet for your blog? Like what you'll be writing or blogging about, or?
It'll mostly be about just about, well, D&D,
Okay.
jewelry, creative pursuits, and
Ah,
maybe just the odd day in the life of boring rant. Just a
nice.
general blog.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, for the viewers, yeah, keep an eye out for that stuff. That's going to be exciting. Well, I'll be sure to, tweet that out once you get that going and stuff. Let everyone
thank you.
must know. Yeah. um, so this is we're heading into a segment that's sort of a little more for fun. Some questions, off the wall questions. um, let's see, where should we start? Oh, I like this one. So what were you like in high school?
Oh God. Okay. Well, in high school, I was a gangly, awkward nerd.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I've been 5'11" since I was 9 years old. So I
Okay.
was the freakishly tall one
Neat.
as well. I went through a really horrific goth phase. I
Oh,
was
really?
obsessed with dragons and science and space, and just I was just a complete weirdo. Uh,
That is great. Yeah.
I'm very lucky to still know my friends as well. Like, I have a
Oh,
very small group of close knit friends from school,
okay.
and we've just celebrated like 14 years together as well. So
That is great.
they've stuck by me this long.
True friends. Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Um, hmm. Well, you seem like a very jovial spirit. Uh, what's the
Thank you.
funniest thing? Yeah. What's the funniest thing that you'd say has happened to you recently?
Well, I had to think about this as well. I'm not entirely sure because there's
Ah,
always there's always something I'm laughing at.
yeah.
Um, she'd kill me for
Oh,
mentioning this, but my best friend,
excellent.
my best friend recently, we
Hmm.
went out dressed up for Christmas Eve. So I was a
Oh,
reindeer.
okay.
My bestie was Mrs. Claus, and my other bestie was a little elf,
Neat.
Santa's little helper. And there was a wardrobe malfunction, and for some reason, it seemed to tickle me so much that in the middle of this busy pub on Christmas Eve, I
Hmm.
started bawling.
Yeah.
I started to cry, laugh so
Oh.
much that a man came over and asked if I was okay.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm fine.
That's so
There's
great.
been lots of things. I mean, my day-to-day job is pretty funny as well. Like,
Hmm.
you get some, there are
Oh.
lots of funny people in the world, but
Hmm.
knowing that you help people, it really does sit with
Oh,
you for a while. But you get some funny names, you get some
yeah.
funny situations, and I can't pick one, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. No, that's fine. That was great. Hmm. Um, well, what would you say is your best quality on the
Okay, so
spot?
my
Yeah.
on the spot, I know. So I guess I'm approachable.
Hmm. Hmm.
I try to stay positive. I can't, whether or not I feel it, I always try to remain positive.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I guess
Those are great qualities.
empathetic.
Yeah.
Is that one
Oh,
of them? I like to
okay.
I like to think I'm quite empathetic with people as well.
Excellent.
Like you know, it's one of those qualities you hope that other people would have for you. So
Yeah.
easy to talk to, I guess.
Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely come across like that. So yeah.
Saying nice things about yourself, it's really
I
weird.
I know it's always yeah. Oh well, then to balance it out, what would you say is your worst quality?
I'm vegetarian.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. Just kidding.
I don't eat bacon.
Oh, neat. Oh, I
I
need a minute
know,
to
I know.
process.
Yeah,
Uh,
terrible, terrible quality.
that's great.
Been veggie for about 4 years now, 4 or 5
okay.
years. It's the best thing I've ever done.
That's great.
But the worst quality has to be that, because people seem to take a strange view of it sometimes. But then
Yeah.
when I start cooking them meat and tell them off for leaving it, that's when they understand that it's not anything to do with them whether I'm vegetarian. So
Gotcha.
it's one of them things.
Yeah,
So I put
neat.
that down as my worst.
That's hilarious. That's great. May I ask, what was there a catalyst that made you decide you wanted to become vegetarian?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I should have done a long time ago. Um, but I can't love and eat animals. That's basically what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, but like,
Sure.
it's cool if say you eat meat, that's fine. Just don't waste the animal. Just eat it all,
Ah, right.
or use it
Gotcha.
all. As long as like the cow that you've eaten is then made into a bag, or the leather is used, the everything's used, then it's fine.
Gotcha.
And obviously, because I'm lucky to have the choice to be vegetarian, I have the option. That's why I've chosen to do it.
Neat.
So
I
in
like
the future, if I have to eat meat, then I will eat meat. But for now, I'm fine not eating it.
Right. Beautiful.
Yeah. Mm.
Let's see. And just to bring it back around to Dungeons and Dragons, um, what would you say? What is it about Dungeons and Dragons that you like the best?
The escapism, the knowledge that you can be anyone you want to. You can be yourself. You could be the person that you made up in your dreams the other night, big superhero, big tough guy, or you can be the little meek, cute imp that sort of goes around and fixes other people's lives for them without a whisper or a trace or anything like that. You could be anyone you want,
Right.
and you can immerse yourself fully into that character and the world that you can make. It's expansive,
Right.
and endless, and that's what I love the most about it.
That's beautiful. Very neat. um,
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah. So viewers, remember, keep your eyes peeled for some of the stuff that Leigh has coming up in the future. Um, Thanks again, Leigh. I really appreciate you making the time and being willing to come on the show. Um,
Thank you for having me.
oh yeah, it's my pleasure. Yep, great interview. Do you have before we wrap up? Do you have anything you'd like to leave our viewers with? Any thoughts or messages or anything?
Yeah, well, I guess it'd be really nice to meet you, those of you who are watching. So come and find me on Twitter.
Mm,
I'm at Ginger Snapper. I'm sure that will be displayed.
yes.
I'm on Instagram. Keep in touch on there as well. But for the most part, come and say hi at Encounter Roleplay. If you want to get involved with the Dungeons and Dragons there, go and just go nuts. Go nuts. Come and say hi. Come and say hi there.
That's fantastic. Well, I'll make sure there's some links in the about section down below here, below our video, so people can check you out and encounter roleplay and such. All right. Well, thanks again, Leigh. I really appreciate it, and thanks to the viewers for watching. And we will catch you next time. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.